Good afternoon. This is Media Center Ukraine Odesa. We continue for today. Our current guest is Tetiana Dementieva, Director of the Department of Social and Family Policy of the Odesa Regional Military Administration. We are going to discuss rehabilitation and recreation of children in 2023 and also programs for children from IDP families. Tetiana, the floor is yours. Good afternoon. Today, during the war, during the military aggression, children require support as never before, including rehabilitation and recreation. This is related to the stress and the panic during relocation. And of course, this cannot but affect their mental condition. The Department of Social and Family Policy of the State Regional Administration, in its area of responsibility, provides services for social protection of the population, including the services for children that require a special social focus and provide rehabilitation and recreation services. To provide services to children and also with the due focus on safety and safe and secure state in the rehabilitation and recreation facilities. On the 9th of May this year, the Cabinet of Ministers issued the decree covering the rehabilitation and recreation in camps of the state enterprises, Artek and Молода Гвардия, and also in other facilities of the higher categories, which are the part of the state register of property for rehabilitation and recreation. The decree envisages two procedures. This is the payment for services for rehabilitation and recreation in the facilities of higher category, which are located in the Carpathian region and are the part of the register for property for rehabilitation and recreational facilities. This procedure covers children of the poorer families and which have found themselves in difficult conditions, namely those families who reside on the occupied territories, on the territories which are in the combat zone, or those bordering with the aggressor country. So this procedure covers the families from Dnipropetrovsk, Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, Luhansk, Mykolaiv, Sumy, Kharkiv, Kherson, Chernihiv, and Kiev regions. And the second procedure envisages the funds for rehabilitation and recreation in facilities and camps of state enterprises, Artek and Молода Гвардия, that can be translated as the Young Guard. I would like to emphasize that state procedure envisages rehabilitation and recreation in the Artek camp from June, which is now located in Zakarpattia Oblast, and from September we will and from August we will have one more recreation base of the Artek camp in Pushcha-Voditsi in the city of Kyiv. As for Молода Гвардия, the procedure envisages only financial support to cover the expenditures, because during this year, Молода Гвардия will not be able to provide services for recreation and rehabilitation. And except for providing services according to the defined procedure, the Ministry of Social Policy, together with the governmental and non-governmental organization of other states, and with the partners from Portugal, Spain, Norway, Japan, Czechia, and Poland, to provide services for rehabilitation and recreation abroad. And this covers the following categories: the children from large families, children from poor families, children with with limited abilities and children who are registered as the internally displaced person. It is also planned to send children to recreation camps using the local budgets. The Department of Social and Family Policy every week monitors the funds provided and also the conditions in territorial communities for the Rehabilitation and Recreation Campaign of 2023. As of yesterday, 51 territorial community envisages the funds for rehabilitation, and in local communities, their funds amounting to almost 30 million hryvnias, including 13.7 million for rehabilitation in the a fixed recreation camp and 16.1 million for school camps. As of reported period, the fixed rehabilitation camps, only 4 territorial communities have already taken the first steps, including 2 communities that have already started discussing the recreation facilities where the services can be provided. 1 community is now at the stage of discussing the conditions of the future agreement for rehabilitation campaign, and 1 community is already involved in the procurement procedure through Prozora procurement system. It should be also said that taken into consideration of the existing threats like missile attacks and the unsafe situation on the coastline and lack of bomb shelters, the rehabilitation and recreation facilities located in the Odesa Oblast will be closed. At the same time, the Ministry of Social Policy has informed all regions about the list of rehabilitation and recreation facilities for children that will be open during this year. And the department has already sent the mentioned list to all state administrations and territorial communities to take needed measures to buy rehabilitation and recreation services. The biggest service providers this year will be facilities of Zakarpattia, Ivano-Frankivsk, Lviv, Ternopil, and Khmelnytsky regions. And I would like to say at once that according to the law of Ukraine, the rehabilitation and recovery services can be provided to children aged 7 to 17. Taken into consideration the above mentioned, for children to be able to receive the rehabilitation and recreation services covered by the state and local budgets, one of the parents should refer to the territorial community where a child is registered, and in the city of Odesa, they should address the Department of Education and Science of the Odesa Municipal Council. I would also like to add that the regional council envisages funds for rehabilitation and recreation campaign for children whose parents are in captivity, 20,000 hryvnias per 1 child. And according to the information of the Veteran Support Service of the regional council, the documents have been submitted for 20 children, and actually people should refer to the regional council, or they can be consulted at the center providing services to the veterans of war of the Odesa Regional Council. Thank you. As far as I understand, we have questions to our guests. No, there are no questions. If there are no questions, I would like to thank you for the information provided. It is very important information, and we will publish news, we will disseminate this information, and if journalists are interested in the topic, please contact us, and we'll help you to establish communication with our guests, and we're always ready to support you to get information with regard to this topic. Please stay tuned, and we will also have briefings tomorrow.